Well, greetings, my fellow tappers. My name is TheAdipose, and this is The Simpsons Tapped Out. And to be more specific, this video is the highlights of last night's live stream over on Twitch.tv. And we got together and we designed the Springfield Penitentiary. And this video is going to be some edited highlights, a quick few clips of what we got up to. I love that design. And I thought it was what I wanted to kind of show off before we finished. And as loads of you are talking about it in the chat, yes, today we are going to be looking at the Springfield Jail. So let's head back over to my town and just have a little look at this. Now, the Springfield Penitentiary, Springfield Jail, Springfield Prison, whatever you want to call it, is not necessarily a building that has featured very much in The Simpsons, but of course, Sideshow Bob gets sent there on a regular basis. There was that, I think, a joke once where Homer looked out the window and went, "Hey, look, a prison!" And so it features from time to time whenever kind of police and incarceration get involved. But when you come to look at the actual building itself, I think it is a really, really nicely put together one. You know, this isn't a generic house. This isn't a generic kind of school or public building. This is a building which is completely different to any other building that you're going to have in your Springfield, and it's actually quite an easy one to design for. And I'll show you some of the designs I've come across, obviously, that I really like. But if you're the kind of person that's kind of thinking, "Oh, I quite enjoy watching other people design, but I'm not so good at it myself," then this is a really good place to start. Because to be honest, it's quite hard to muck this one up. You know, if you understand, you know, it's very hard to make a jail that looks bad. If you just follow a few simple rules, then you will definitely be able to put together something rather nice for it. Now, I just saw someone there in the chat there mentioning the Squidport. Now, as you can tell from this complete mess of a Squidport over here, then I have not really done a lot with mine other than putting it together. But I have been thinking that sometime over the next few weeks, that I will actually, one of these city designs will actually just be on open quotes the Squidport. No, it just not one particular building in it, but just kind of like the whole thing. I'm not saying I'm going to do it next week or even the week after, but let's say sometime in the next kind of month I will be doing the Squidport. So if you want to, as a long-term thing, get adjusting and improving your Squidports, then absolutely do. And of course, post it up on some of the regular Simpsons resources, and I'll take a look. And of course, I will show off the best. So the Squidport is coming, and of course, there's that lovely pseudo kind of glitchy exploit thing that allows you to get more than one what's the phrase? Tile at a time. So we're looking at the jail. So I hope you're looking forward to going to visit some of my little buddies' designs today. I think what I'll do is I will take us round to a few cities first of all, and then I thought I really liked the you guys kind of rating the buildings out of 10 from last week. I thought that was quite cool, getting some kind of instant feedback on them. So we'll do that, and then I'll head over to some of the websites and forums, and we'll check out some of the designs there. So let's head over to some of Addy's buddies. Now, the other advantage of the penitentiary, of course, is it comes along relatively early in the game as well. It's not like level 1, level 2 or anything like that, but you don't have to be level 37 or even, I think it comes in the level 20s, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is certainly one that you are going to be able to get pretty early. Now, I would like to start today by heading over to one of my favourite designers, as you know, because I do like to go there an awful lot, which is the city of Mel Designer, and I'm sure I get a little cheer from you guys there, because lots of you guys are always kind of saying to me, "Hey, show us Mel Designer City." So I'm going to head straight over there and show you what I think is an awesome penitentiary. Chief Ralph, yes, I saw you the first time. You don't need to repeat things I went over. Thank you very much. Mutt Gamer, I'm going to be heading over to the Tapped Out. I'm going to be heading over to this. I'll show you actually. I'm going to be heading over to this thread in a minute, which is going to be the tappedout.co.uk. What have you done with the jail thread? Okay, so here we are once again in Mel Designer's city. Fantastic creator, very active on the EA official forums. I'm sure you can get in contact with them if you would wish. So let's have a look at this. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to start here is because lots and lots of people have made the decision to make the prison Alcatraz. Now, what do I mean by that? Of course, well, Alcatraz was famously an island prison. You know, literally the only thing on that island was the prison. And of course, the problem was if you were a prisoner and you escaped, the only place you had to go was water. So lots of the designs that I have seen while researching this video, and indeed probably lots of the ones that you're going to see today, are going to be water based. So if you're looking to design this city, I mean, one of the things you can simply do is draw a big moat around it and go, ta-da, done. Lovely to see some of the enthusiasm here. 9s out of 10s, 10 out of 10s, 7s out of 10s. Oh, bit of a split decision on this one, perhaps. But let's talk about some of the stuff here that's really cool. Now, first of all, we've got a lovely combination here of grass and pavement. Note that driveway going up to the front gate there. It works really, really nicely. Doesn't look out of place at all. Doesn't make one of those kind of weird, like, seams between grass and pavement. Looks really, really nice. Second thing, lovely combination. This is one square of road with water going all through it, gives it that lovely bridge effect, which is fantastic. And if you look over here, I think it is somewhere. Oh, apologies, maybe it was someone else's city, but one thing you can do is kind of put a little jetty. So you could put a little jetty over here, somewhere on the mainland, and then a jetty over here next to the Springfield Penitentiary, and it kind of looks like you basically kind of got like a boat connection type idea, which is really nice. Yeah, and I agree, Wookie, right? It needs to give them a boat. Cowboy, I've already talked about Gil's deals, I'm afraid, so I'm not going to be covering that again. And some other things that I love here, of course, is the fencing. We've got the barbed wire fence going around, which is a feature of quite a lot of the prisons. But what I additionally love is right at the front, we've got use of the almost like the school fencing, the iron bars, which work really, really nicely as a gate. So by using two different types of fencing together, you can get with a fence with an entranceway, which works together really, really nicely. The rest of the design, I have to say, is quite simple, but simple doesn't necessarily mean bad. It just means simple. We've got fence going around the edge, hedge go around that, and then a little kind of rim around the edge. A very isolated and purposefully quite bland prison, because you can design your prison in many different ways. You can make them exciting, you can make them fun, you can make them escapey, you can do all sorts of things. But this is a prison you wouldn't want to get sent to, because you are not going to be escaping. So there you go. So lots of different scores on that one. Some people saying as low as 5 out of 10, some people saying as high as 10 out of 10. But either way, I think a nice starting point for our discussions on the prison. VMJ, I'm sorry your stream is freezing, but there's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. It's either going to be your connection or something to do with the way that Twitch is streaming to your area. There's nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid, but you can always catch up and rewatch the live stream a little bit later. Oh, Salmons, probably not going to do a Doctor Who live stream talking about the show, or certainly that's not the plans at the moment, but I was thinking about doing some of the Doctor Who mobile games as a live stream from time to time. Right, let's head over to another one of my favourite designers on here, who is a guy called Echnerak, who, or to put it backwards, Clarence. Corky, yes, I've played Doctor Who Legacy. I stuck a video up on the channel yesterday, and I was playing it earlier today. It's going quite well, actually. Okay, so in fact, if I might actually grab a bit of Doctor Who Legacy after this live stream and do a little bit with you guys. But at the moment we're doing Simpsons, so let's not get our topics confused. Now we've come over here to Clarence, and Clarence's prison is all the way over here. Now I thought this had a lovely sense of fun to it. So as per usual, I will just pause here for a minute and let you soak in the design and have a little look. Now, what I really like about this is that we've got the same idea of having the prison on an island. Great. Secondly, we've got the same idea of having the fencing. But look what we've done with the fencing. We've got some quite creative use of fences to give sections, because when you kind of see, like, prisons on movies and prisons on TV, you get that idea that the prisoner walks into one area, and then all the doors shut behind them, and then the next door opens, and the prisoner walks into the next area, and then the door shut behind them, and then you know what I mean? Like, the prisoner walks from one section to another section to another section. And what kind of comes out really nicely here is that idea that the prisoners here have those sections to walk through. And there's a design I'm going to show you later that really takes this idea to the extreme, but I really like the idea of using fences to make it seem that the prison prisoners have to walk from one section to another. Again, we've got the use of kind of lampposts here to kind of lampposts and benches to give the idea of a kind of a jetty area, and I don't know what's going on here, but we've got little scratchies with knives hiding behind the prison. I don't know if these are supposed to be jail mices or what, but I thought it brought a smile to my face, so I thought it was kind of cool. But yeah, what I really wanted to bring out there was the idea of these fence patterns. Looks like you guys are less impressed with this one, but that's okay. It's all down to opinions and horses for courses and different preferences. But we definitely were coming back to the idea of doubled fences. Now let's head over to a guy that I added just last week, actually, when I was designing the Buddhist temple, which is a guy called Land of Comedy, who he's active on the TSTO forum, and he's also occasionally active on the EA forums. And we're going to be checking out his prison as well. He has also put his far over to the right. Chief Ralph likes it. Scratchy's a menacing guard, 8 out of 10. For those of you having issues with the stream again, I'm sorry, it seems to be going fine on my end. My uploading is definitely faster than the bit rate that I'm going with, so I can't help you here, I'm afraid. I will just pause here while I go with this on Land of Comedy. What a lovely city. Well decorated, some lovely ideas here, and someone that's clearly spent a lot of time and energy and effort putting together a really fantastic design. So this is possibly the biggest prison I'm going to show you today, so let me just pause. I can't even zoom out far enough to show you this whole thing, but I'll just pause here like that and let you soak that one in, and then I'll start breaking it down. So give that one a rating. Have a little look and give that one a rating. Getting some 10s out of 10s, getting some woos. A perfect, says the Simpsons drawer. 9.5. Oh, Wookie knocked off that extra 0.5 mark. Mutt Gamer says 8. 11 out of 10, says Corky. It is absolutely huge. Now, like I was saying actually in the other city, when I was looking at law as well, and I kind of said that you can't have every building huge. You've got to have some buildings bigger than others, just from the space. You can't make everything huge, but it is sometimes nice to take a couple of buildings and just really go with them, and just don't just make them a couple of squares, but just to make them huge. And what Land of Comedy have done here is, I don't know how many squares this is. This is what, 10, 12? It's just absolutely colossal. But let's break it down what the ideas we've got here. First of all, it's Alcatraz again, isn't it? We've got we're on an island, but because we're on an island, we've got this idea of a forest surrounding the prison as well, which I thought was a really nice idea. In fact, that was an idea I actually had before I even loaded this prison up. I thought it would be quite nice to have an island, then a forest, and then the prison inside that. And he's done it, and it works really nicely. I think the trees are perhaps a little bit too uniform, if I'm going to be picky, but I do think that it still works really, really nicely. Now, do you remember that 3D effect that we made the other day? The 3D effect of using the hedges to kind of make that idea that it looks like it goes up. Well, have a look at this with the fence. If I zoom in on the back fence there, have a look. How tall is that fence? And hopefully your eyes are telling you that the fence is actually 3 fences high, but of course it's not. It's a cheeky, sneaky 3D effect by putting one fence behind the other. And that's why actually this back row of trees is a lot further back than you think it's going to be, because actually these are actually fences that are lined up to make them look like it is an absolutely huge fence. But of course that then gives you even more variety to do things like this. If I come down here, then we've effectively got a small fence followed by a big fence, and then a small gate followed by a big gate. And in fact, we've actually here at the front design, we've actually got a gate with another bit of fence on top of it as well. And do you remember what I was talking about with this idea of having sections leading into other sections leading into other sections? We'll just have a look at that little entranceway there, with the ability to kind of go into small sections, wide sections. I think it works really, 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 really well. And again, we've got this idea of kind of a jetty up here for kind of prisoners to be kind of brought to, kind of like a Traitor's Gate type feel, for those of you that know your Tower of London history. And then we've got lots of other decorations around here as well. Lots of phone booths for people to kind of call their lawyers, a really nice improvised picnic table. I've never actually thought of doing a picnic table like that before, but I really like, I really like that idea of having the two little benches by a kind of concrete block. I'm not sure it would necessarily work in a park, but it definitely kind of works here. Yeah, we've got a police station and SWAT team nearby, just in case of escapees. And then around the back we have a few slightly more interesting objects. I don't know, we've got like a punch bag, we've got a I'm not sure what you call that thing. The thing where you kind of swing the ball round and round it. I'm whoever said they didn't understand the petrol pump, I think I'm kind of with them. I don't entirely get that one either. But I do get the dustbins and the cones. You know, it's kind of like a makeshift keep fit area, which again works quite nicely with a cigarette machine at the back. So I think that is definitely a highly inspirational prison. So if you're looking to really go to town, then definitely you could check this one out. And let me take you to my desktop. Well, here we are on the desktop of the Adipose. Let me show you running quickly through some other designs that I have come across. This is the thread from tappedout.co.uk. We've got here Teddy's posts, and what I thought was really interesting about Teddy's versions is that he's gone for the nicey nice prison. You know, the idea that a prison is they're getting too soft these days, and criminals aren't really getting what they deserve, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, the lovely thing about Simpsons Tapped Out is that you choose how you design your items. You know, you can tell the story, and the story that Teddy is trying to show here is that criminals are getting it far too easy, and he's surrounded his prison by flowers and hedges and all that kind of stuff. And then he's done a second design here where it's actually next to the park and the pimento grove, and the path to the prison is lined with beautiful trees and things like that. But I think that's a really nice alternative design. You know, you can make your prison scary and isolated, or you can make it just a place where the local criminals go where they want to have a little bit of a timeout. Here, of course, is our lovely moderator MJ, who's got again a kind of Alcatraz style prison, with or without the bunnies, your choice of course. And then on the stream we headed back to my Springfield and put together my penitentiary design from the inspiration that we had got from all of our buddies. So we went for the Alcatraz design again with a kind of a moat. We put some stop signs on the front and a little kind of road area there for the prisoners to come in. We have a laundry section on the left, because traditionally in British prisons convicts did laundry. Some phone booths over the right hand side. We've got a big red wall surrounding the whole thing, but with a little escaped prisoner section at the back with some of the destroyed walls to make it look like some of the prisoners have got away. We've got some single prisoner cells at the back with little squidport benches in there, a workout area, and some picnic tables as well, and a peanut cart, because we weren't sure what else to put in, and we thought, hey, prisoners like peanuts, but I might change that out at some point. I do hope that all of you that came to this stream enjoyed yourself, and of course if you didn't, then where the hell were you? And I hope to see you guys next week. If you found this city design fun, then please like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, bye bye.